Right, today's program. First of all, well, hello. We are doing the same things that we just learned last week. So there were like 3 or 4 strikes that we just learned last week. So I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat the ones that we didn't learn last week, but we didn't do last week. So the short men and the short sune, we didn't repeat that last week, but I'm going to repeat that so that it's fresh in everyone's mind. And then there are some that we didn't do last week at all, nor ever, like Tsuki, for example. So I'm going to cover that. And hopefully we will have enough time to still start on the 3rd or the 5th kata or both. So I'm going to see where we're at. But if we can, then we are going to use all these movements, plus the ones that we already know, to do that. Right, so that's the program, hopefully. Let's see how it goes. And before we start, let's just warm up. So let's do that. So rotate the hips. And the other side. Okay, and sideways. Okay, rotate the knees. And the other direction. Okay, stretch. Okay, change sides. And to the side. And the other side. Okay, all the way down. And the other direction. In the middle. Try to open the legs as much as we can. Okay. And the other direction. All right. Hands forward. And backwards. And just the elbows. And the other direction. All right. And change. Okay. And up. And the other side. Okay. Rotate the neck. And the other sides. Okay, stretch one side. And the other. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's do a quick reho. So she's in taille. C'est ça. Morceau. Morceau yame. Hey. All right, so let's start with a few suburi to warm up. So suburi, just to repeat, it's the cutting motion. So we're gonna start by that, and then I'm gonna pass to the rest of the program that we explained just before, okay? So let's do that. I'm gonna take my stick here, there you go. All right. Hey. Chudani kamai. Okay. Mai. Ato. Sugieshi mai. One more time, I'm gonna just show the feet again. I know that's, so for Tsugiyashi, if I'm like this, I'm only gonna do this for this, no extra step, okay, not, nor this, just 1 and 2, okay, nothing else. I'm actually gonna, sorry, I'm gonna reorganize here because I tried to put that somewhere else, but it doesn't work very well, so voila. Now you should be able to see the entire thing. Okay. All right. Tsugeshi mai. Tsugeshi ato. Okay. Migi ni irake. Don't forget to start with the same foot as the direction. Idari ni irake. Migi ni irake. Idari ni irake. Ayumiyashi mai. Ayumiyashi ato. Okay, just check what feet you're putting where. So when you are going to the front, you need to cross by the front, okay? And then when you're going to the back, you want to cross by, well, behind the other leg, okay? One more time. Ayumiyashi mai. Ayumiyashi ato. Okay. I will go a bit closer. Okay, let's just start with Jogiburi first. So, very slowly. On, down, up. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. O. Ok. Sich. Hach. Q. Ayame. Things to have a look at when you are doing it. Make sure that by the time you turn your hips, so you're pushing with your back hand, right? By the time you turn your hips, your naginata is in the middle, okay? If you look at the video of yourself, you should see the naginata as a straight line in the middle. And same thing when you go back, it's a line in the center, it's vertical, but it looks vertical on the video, and then go out. But at the moment, what I'm looking at is, I'm exaggerating, something like this, okay? We're not cutting to the side, we're cutting vertical. One more time. Okay, let's go. ni, san, shi. Yeah, that's much better, guys. Thank you. Okay, naname buri. Achime. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Sho. Fok. Ich. Ach. Kir. TMA. Okay, small things to change. First of all, after you take asso, well, besides checking your asso, I think that's more or less all right. I think the main problem is people pushing down. You don't want to go down, you want to go forward. Okay, so forward, forward. I don't know how to show you this another way. Maybe if I show you that from the side. So from here, forward, forward, instead of down. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you need to feel that you are trying to reach something, basically. The second thing that you need to pay attention pay attention to at the moment is the feet. So if I'm in a Chudan position, by the time you cut, you need to go here forward on the same line and then backward on the same line. Forward, backwards, and not sideways. That's a bad example, okay? So what we want is to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, and let's go. 1, 2, asso. 1, 2, asso. 1, 2. Reach far, go forward and backwards. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Okay, next one. That's one that we just learned last week, so I'm just going to explain this one, the yokoburi. So first we take waki, so if I'm showing that from the side, it's easier. When you take waki, make sure you have one fist on either side of your body. If you have a real naginata, you should have one elbow distance here, okay? But if I do that, then I don't have enough length, so I'm going to do this. Your hands are still holding the naginata completely, okay? So it's still elongated, and it's not like this. So both elongated, and it's still holding completely the naginata. So there is nothing like this, okay? So all the way, okay. So I'm in waki. First step, I'm going forward. My hand is already in the middle here, and then I'm going gradually up as I go. And as I cut, I'm going back. And my back hand finishes behind my hip here. Okay. So again, waki, all the way down. First step, hand in the center. It's already going up, 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 and back. Okay. So it should finish more or less horizontal. If you see, my naginata now is horizontal. Okay. So 1, 2. Down, 1, 2. Check where you are cutting. So if you see where you cut, you should be your belly button height, okay? So at the moment I can see some people are cutting the knees and some people are cutting the head. So look at yourself in your video and see if you're cutting your height. Okay, that's still a problem. I can see people going up and down there. One thing to make sure of is that it's not the front hand that is holding. So when I say the front, okay, if I'm in waki, okay, this hand is doing the strike, and the other one, it can slide up and down, okay? So if you're holding it with this one, then it will wobble. what you really want is this hand to do the strike, okay? This one will do like something like this, okay? And then the other one, it needs to be on top. But if you do this, your naginata is gonna scoop, okay? So the hand that is in the back now, it needs to be on the top, okay? Let's try again. The front hand is doing the strength, the other one is on the top, and it can slide if needed. Okay? Okay. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, there is much less scooping now, it's much better now. One on the top. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do Nanane Bulish Takara because it's a new one as well. I'm going to re-explain this one just to make sure. Again, we are in Waki, so same position. I have one fist distance between my legs and my hands. Okay, on the first step, I'm going to drop the hand here down so that it goes diagonally down until it's about, let's say, 10 centimeters from the floor. And then as I'm cutting, I'm going to slide it up again. So from here, slide it up, but my hand only slides and stays the same position. It doesn't do much strength. It just slides up. So drop and then slide up. Waki. I don't have much space for this one, so I'm just going to show it and then I'm going to get rid of my naginata. Drop. I'm going to go here, so I have space to do that. Drop, the back hand is in the middle, and the other one now has slid to you, and now it's going to slide again up. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that because I don't have enough space, so let's do it. And 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, just a couple of things to change. Well, just one really. I'm going to try to make that shorter so I can. There you go, maybe it's better. So, from Waki, this hand then stays where it is. Once it's here, it needs to stay. While this hand is sliding up, the other one stays in the place. It doesn't go up. I'm not doing this, okay? I'm exaggerating now. So there is no upwards motion with this hand. It stays the same level. It just changes position, if you see. So on first, it goes forward, and then it goes backwards. But I'm not doing this, okay? So there is no going up and down. It just stays, okay? Let's try again. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, don't forget to let it drop. On the first step, it should drop. If you have a real naginata, it should be maybe 10 centimeters from the floor. If you cannot drop enough, do not drop by doing this with your body. Okay, just drop by sliding this hand. Okay, you just slide it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. One more time. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Don't forget not to go up with your back hand. So the back hand stays low. The back hand, the one that is in the front now, that is going to be the back hand later. It stays low. Okay. Okay. Let's do the next one. I think everyone's familiar with this one now. Furikaishi. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Maybe not, then I'm gonna, okay, let me repeat that. Okay, so let's do it again. So from Chulan, I'm going backwards. At the same time, I'm turning my hips and my both hands are on top of my head. In order to do this, my blade needs to fall behind my back. So my blade falls behind my back. Okay, fall, and change the hands, and then forward. Okay, backwards, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just a quick thing to change. You want this hand to the front hands now. You want it to go directly up, not going by the side like that. Okay, so from here it should go straight up. So this, not going by the side. So just the front hand. The front hand needs to go straight up. The other one's fine, whatever. It's sliding, right? And then from here, I'm sliding my hand until I have 1 elbow distance, and then it's the same as for the men. So basically, I'm going down and forward. And okay. When I finish, my front leg is a bit bent, and the back hand is a little bit outside the body, about a fist outside the body. If I had a real naginata, it should be 1 elbow distance here as well. Okay, but yeah, just so you know, it should be something like this. Right. Okay. Please keep going. Ian, try to let your blade, whatever is the blade, drop behind your back. I think that's an easier way to do it. Think of it as the blade dropping to your back, like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and now forward. Backwards first, and then forward. Backward, backward. Walk back, walk back. Walk backwards. Walk backwards. So backwards and then forward. Yeah? Back. Yeah, and forward. Okay, back and forward. Don't forget to let the blade drop. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, very good. Okay, one more. Okay, Yame. All right, so this one was important because we are going to use it for the third kata afterwards. So yeah, so I'm going to repeat now all the strikes, not all the strikes, sorry, the strikes that we did last time, the strikes that we didn't do last time, but that we already learned before, and the strikes that we didn't cover. Right, so let's start with the one that we already know, but that we didn't cover last time, which was the small man and the small sune, okay? So I'm just gonna re-explain quickly how to do small man. I'm gonna show you the hands first, and then we're gonna go for the feet. So in terms of the hands, you want this hand to slide up and slide until the blade is higher than your own head or your opponent's head, even if you have an opponent, but at least higher than your head. And then with both hands, I'm going down and forward. 1, 2, that's the hands, okay? For the feet, For the feet, I'm just gonna, so once I'm sliding up, I'm gonna push on my back foot and make one step forward while I do the down movement with the naginata. So one more time. So 1, 2. Okay? There are ways to make the distance, but we're not gonna do that today. We're just gonna do a small line. So up, and then once you're up, push on your back leg, man. Okay? So while you're going down, while you do this movement, you need to squeeze and relax both hands. So squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. It's a squeeze, it's gentle squeeze, okay? It's just like something like that. You don't need to squeeze the shit out of it, okay? Okay, let's try again. Okay, let's do, let's say 5. Okay, let's go. Chudan, Suye Chateau. 1, 2. 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 Chudan, Suye Chateau. Okay. Well, let's do the Sune. I'm going to re-explain Sune as well. So for the footwork, it's the same. We still just go forward. For the hands, I'm going to show you that from the front because it's easier. The front hand stays. The back hand goes down, out, and then to the middle of your body. So down, out, and to the middle of my body. And the other one slides. And as it slides, it's sliding that, okay? It's not, you don't want to end up with your hands together. You want as much space as you can between your hands, okay? It's just that by the time it slides, if you don't let it slide, you will hit the knees. So you need to slide a little bit so that it's lower. And you finish like a normal sune, so your elbow is against your naginata, and as low as you can, that it's still touching your elbow, okay? So that's the last bit. Okay. For the legs, it's the same. So once you go, the front hand stays, the back hand is down, out, and when you're ready to strike, come. Chudan. Okay. 1, 2. Chudan. 1, 2. Make sure you make the little circle here, otherwise your blade doesn't cut. You need a little bit of maneuver. What you can add, and I think it's definitely easier. It's not a requirement, but I think it's nicer. Is when you do the down and out thing, you do it with your back hip moving forward. So I'm moving like 45 degrees with this hip, and then basically. So by the time I push with the back hand, I'm also pushing with the back hip, and that makes it open. That works quite well as well. And I think it looks more finished when it's a real fight. I do that anyways, but it's really minimal when I do this. It's just a little bit. But I think at the beginning, it's nice to insist on doing it, because then even if you overdo it at first. So, press, press. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Yep, I think it looks nice, guys. Just one thing. It's not meant to go down directly. Yeah, your blade needs to go a bit up to go down. Okay, it's a detail, but I can see the reason why I go down first is that then the blade goes up a little bit and then it goes down. Because if you just go down, it won't cut really, and it won't make that noise. I know we are not in Boku at the moment, so we cannot try, but really make sure that by the time you press with your hip and with your hand, the blade is going a little bit up, it's fine. Doesn't need to go a lot up because you still want to keep your center, but still a little bit, not down directly. So 1, 2. Okay. I'll show it from the side. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Sorry, I have the sofa here, so I cannot really do a real sign. So, anyways. Okay. So let's catch up with the things that we did last week, and that we just learned last week. So there was a kote, if I'm not wrong. For kote, I'm just rotating the hips. I'm not going all the way like a man. So I don't make a step here. I just turn the hips. It's okay to go a little bit forward with the foot because I think it's easier. But otherwise you end up like this. It's impossible to push. So when I rotate my hips, the foot comes naturally a bit forward. For me, it's like the end of one foot is my heel and the toes of the other foot are about aligned, but it's not an exact science. It's just when you rotate, it's normal that it's coming forward a bit. And then you press on that back foot and going forward. Okay, that's for the feet. For the hands, it's going to be like a big man on the first step. So 1, I'm going all the way up. Sorry, you cannot see that. So I'm going to do that a little bit higher. Okay. So on the first step, I'm going all the way up. So basically, you need to be able to see underneath your naginata. Okay. So you don't need to go all the way. You don't need to go like completely. You just need to see underneath. That's enough. And then by the time you do this, just pull down and forward until you're just below horizontal. Okay, and if you see the back hand, it's not in the center exactly, it's a little bit behind here. And the naginata is just with the blade underneath your own kote. Okay, so if you see your own blade, it's normal that it's a little bit below horizontal because you need the blade to be just underneath your kote, the target. Okay, so if I would be like here, I'm going to do that from the front. So 1 and 2 kote, and I cut below my own kote. Okay. Okay. Let's try a few times. Okay. Up and kote. And Chudan. Go back to pointing here. Shito. 1. Chudan. Shito. 1. Kote. Chudan. Shito. 1. Kote. Chudan. Shito. Oriagete. Kote. Chudan. Shito. Oriagete. Kote. Chudan. Shito. Okay, I think that goes quite well. So let's pass to the next one, which is really the monster in the room. So from Chudan, you want to take Waki. Again, I have 1 fist distance between both my hands and my body. And if you look at it from the front, don't forget to have your Ichitsuki in front of you. And then from here, it's very different from what we did before with the Suburi. You want to, well, there's some similarities, but the backhand stays low, and you do the strength with this hand here, and backhand stays low. So if you see it, it's not in the middle, it's a little bit backwards. You can see it's back from my center is here, and that's where my hand is, but it's all the way low, okay? And also I'm gonna stop in the center here. I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm gonna stop. You need to aim for here, okay? Like the middle of your belly button height, okay? That's where you aim. If it's not the right height, the front hand, it can slide a little bit to adjust, okay? Doesn't matter. For the feet, And I think that's one of the most important bits, because a lot of people say they are not reaching, but they're not reaching because of footwork mainly. So what you want to do is you want to walk in a straight line, okay? As straight as possible, okay? And you don't want to walk, you want to push. So push on the front foot, push on the front foot, push, 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 and there you go. Okay, don't forget to move both feet. Well, if you are pushing on the front foot, you will move both feet anyway. Okay? Okay, so let's give it a go. So 1, and go. Make sure the backhand is low. So don't carry it, just low. No, it's impossible to stretch it completely down, otherwise you're not holding it, right? If you're like this, then you're holding it with the front hand. So you need to, if you let go of the front hand, you'll see how your hand is with a little bend. That's okay. Okay? Okay, let's try again. 1, go. And back. 1, go. Okay, look at your footwork, guys, because I see a lot of going round. So you don't want to go around, you're going to go forward, okay? And back. Okay. Forward. Yeah. Yeah, that's better, guys. Don't hit with the front hand. Again, the same as with the suburi, you want this hand to be on the top. So if your hand is like this, you will use it to scoop it, okay? If your hand is like this, I'm gonna stand because I cannot do that angle. So if your hand is like this, that's fine, okay? That's how it should be, okay? The backhand, I mean, the one that is here, one in the waki, okay? One more time. Look at your hands, and now forward. Okay, that's better, guys. Yeah. Waki, and go. Don't forget to take a good waki. So when you're doing waki, you should have space on either side, okay? So don't glue it, leave a little bit of space, and don't forget to be with Naginata in front of you. It's okay. Okay. Okay, that's getting much better. Okay, so for the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna cover Tsuki, which we didn't cover yet until now. So Tsuki is a thrusting strike, so it's not cutting, you're just, well, thrusting, but also there is a certain way of doing it. First, we're gonna do a normal Tsuki, and then we're gonna do the one that we do in the kata. Why is it different? The one that we do in the kata, it used to be allowed in a fight, but not anymore, just because there were too many accidents with people eating this part of the body with something that doesn't bend. Because in the kata, you use the back of the naginata to thrust. And because they had so many accidents, they decided to leave it, but we still use it in the kata, but we don't use it in the fight anymore. So I'm gonna first show you the one that we use on a day-to-day basis with the blade. That one is still permitted, but you need to be at least Shodan and 18 years old, okay? So we're gonna train it, but by the time you are in Bogu, unless we are training that specifically, don't try it in a fight, okay? Unless you are Shodan and 18 years old, you are not allowed to do that in Bogu. Just okay. So the disclaimer is done. Yes.
We have different rules about that. You hear different rules about that. 18 and Shodan. Eduardo said 16 and Ikkyo, and Jakob didn't seem to. He only talks about the age, not about level.
I don't care. I'll put it 18 and Shodan. Anyone who does different, check with the people who are doing the regulation at that time. And
yes,
with
I'm
the,
sure you're right, but
that's a general rule of thumb. Don't do it unless you have enough level and you have enough
that is the
age.
person who does it, but the person who receives it, is there any rule about the level of?
You can also not receive it.
Sorry?
So if your partner is minor, you will be told not to do any tsuki. Okay, so in a competition you will always be told, but it's not always competition. Sometimes it's just jigeko. You don't want to injure anyone, and you don't want to get any accidents. So basically, whatever happens, if you are not that level, unless you have been specifically told that that's what we are training, don't try it on your own. Okay.
Yes, but if
right.
your partner,
so let's try it.
Low level. What about if your partner is on low level?
It should not be done on him.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that.
Either way, no accidents, please. So now that this disclaimer is done, I'm going to show you how to do it properly. So first of all, footwork, we are continuing with the same as the direct strike. So I'm going to show you the footwork first because that's the easy bit. So for the footwork, we're just going to do this, okay? So pushing from the back foot, one step forward. That's the footwork. Now, because you're just learning to do this, I'm going to show you something in 2 steps. First, you are sliding the hands up until the blade is at your tsuki level, okay? Up until the blade is at tsuki level, okay? And once the blade is at tsuki level, what you do is move forward. And at the end, just again squeeze both hands and relax, okay? One thing to think about is that you don't want, so if I'm from the side and Tsuki is coming to me, it's coming like this. If you have a blade, it should be horizontal, okay? So you need to turn the blade. In what direction you need to turn the blade? Think of it as your hand being on top, so like that. If you have a real naginata, turn the blade like the better way to remind is the hand finishes on top. Okay, so that's for the direction. Okay, so now what I was going to say about safety is the naginata is coming to you like this, right? That's the target. You don't want to strike them until here. Okay, that's dangerous. You want to stop when you're here. It's a bit like when you are switching on a light. You know, you just press. You don't punch the light switch. Yeah. Well, it's the same idea. Just by the time you do your step, you should be here, and by the time you recuperate, you should be 5 centimeters maximum inside. So, if I explain that to you another way, so I'm going to slide, okay? Now it's at the height of the tsuki of my partner, or my own height if I don't have a partner. And now I'm pressing on the back foot. By the time I'm here, it's touching its tsuki. It's already touching, that's the distance. By the time I do this, it's only pressing him backwards a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going back to Chudan and Sugi Shiato. You don't want to hit him here, it's too far, okay? Hit him here, and then by the time you recuperate, you just go recuperate that, okay? So no injuries. Don't forget to turn your blade. Okay, so let's try that a couple of times. Ski, Chudan, Sugi Shiato. Okay. Once you move your blade up, do not change the height afterwards. Otherwise, by the time you move, it's going to be a different height. So once you are here, just forward, okay? If you feel more confident or you are more experienced, you can just do it at once. not a problem. Here's a come. That's fine. But don't change up and down, okay? Come. Okay, so now we're going to do the ones that we do in the kata, because if we do kata number 3 and 5, you'll see that we will need that one. So what happens with the kata is from waki. So let's take Shudan first. From waki, what happens is you need to go up. So from here, you want to go up here. Okay, so slide up until it's more or less the height of your elbow, of your shoulder, sorry. The hand is the height of your shoulder. And the other hand, it's in front of your body. So it's okay that it's not parallel to you. You can see I'm not like this, I'm like this. So you can see it's a bit out, okay? Especially now because I have a bit of a belly now. But it's out anyways. And then from here, this hand, the back hand, is to push forward. So if I'm showing you that from the side, so I'm here, okay? And ski. And when you see, I'm finishing, my back hand is finishing in the joint here between my hip and my body. And my hand is as close as I can, as possible. It's finishing here. And the other one is as far as possible as I can, that I'm still holding it. Like if you see how I'm holding it, my hand is not closed, it's not possible. It's a bit open like this, okay? So it is not like this, it's like this. You can see that only the 3 fingers here are closed, the rest is kind of loose-ish. And so I'm hitting the tsuki here is between the rib cage and the bone of the hip, okay? So where there is no bone here, where you feel that there is nothing, that's where you are hitting, okay? Where it's soft. Okay, so backhand low in the joints, and the other one like this. So you can see is going slightly up because I'm pointing at this point here. Okay, one more time. So from here, 1, 2. So for the feet, basically just 1 step forward. Okay, make sure that you're. At the moment, I can see people having their elbow like this. Okay, don't do that. Try to have it down. Yeah. So turn your elbow that it's downwards, like this. Yeah. It's okay if you don't hold it completely with the front hand. Don't worry about it. So just elbow down. One more time. 1. Make sure it's in front of you. 2. Yeah, elbow down. Okay. Okay. So we've got 10 minutes to do 2 kata. So let's get on with it. We're gonna do only the attack today because I don't think we'll have enough time to do the whole thing. But they are quite similar, so it should be fine. So first things first, for the third one, I'm gonna take waki, do. The other one is gonna defend the do, and he's gonna do arai, so he's gonna push my naginata down. I'm gonna take advantage and do furikaishi men. Okay? And then he's gonna push my naginata down again, and he's coming for big men, and we stay like that. Okay? That's the first one. Next week I'm going to repeat this and I'm going to show you the video so we can visualize better. For now we're going to just do the attack, okay? Okay, let's try that. So, waki, do, ida zarai, furikai shi, and then. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, for the furikai shi here, you don't want to go backwards, okay? So after the do, after the do, you just put all the weight on the front foot and rotate your hips, okay? And then forward, push with the front foot. Okay, at the moment I can see people are kind of shifting their weight. In order not to do that, you really need to put all the weight on the front foot at the moment where you start the furikaishi. All the way front foot. Let's try again. So, go, and then I'm going to go back a bit because I'm too close. All the weight on the front foot, one, and forward. Okay, hand low, so you want it to be low and in the center here. So not this, but this. Okay, one more time. Okay. Oh, kurikaishi, and then he drops my naginata down, and he comes from in. Okay. Okay, just for visualizing, let's try the defense of that. So, blocking the do, okay? So it's the same as blocking the man, but just much lower. So I can show you that from the side. Okay, so I'm blocking the do, and I should be a little bit outside of my body. Because he's coming from here, I'm a little bit that side, okay? Not in the center, just a little bit that side. Sorry, it's coming from here, so I'm a bit that side. Sorry, I'm a bit, okay, so I'm a bit to my left. Now I'm going to do the arai, and to do the arai, I'm just gonna slide this down, and my naginata is gonna do a quarter of a circle. So the naginata is finishing like this, 45-degree angle, and I just slide the naginata a little bit down, okay? Okay, and from there I defend the man. And now it's on the other side, so it's there, because you did furikaishi, so I'm gonna turn the naginata with my backhand, until the blade is upside down. So if you have a blade, by the time you turn it with the backhand, it should be upside down. And now I'm sliding these hands and walking back. Okay, so I'm down, okay? Now with the front hands, I'm coming back to the center. I'm pulling with the front hands until I have one elbow distance here at the back here, yeah? And then with the back hands take over, one, and men. Okay? Okay. That's the end of the kata, so come back, 1, 2, and they come back, and then we do another 4-step stone. Let's try that again. So, defend the do, it's a bit on my left, okay? Arai, make sure it's 45-degree and blade horizontal. Defend the man, now it's a bit on my right and the blade is vertical again. With the backhand, flip the naginata upside down, and with the front hand, slide down, all the way down. And now with the left hand, I'm coming back to the center and pulling the naginata until I have one elbow distance at the back. Now my backhand takes over, the backhand is pushing up. And I make a step, and now I push on my front leg and I make a bend. Okay. And Chudan, 1, 2. Okay. Right. Now, let's do the 5th one. And why we do the 5th one is because it looks the same. The attack is the same. So now we're gonna do the defense because the attack is the same. Well, let's do the attack first, just because. And then just to remind ourselves, and then we're gonna do the defense, and you'll see it's extremely similar. So for the attack, I'm taking waki, do, arai, furikaishi, men. And now where it differs is instead of pushing me down, he's knocking me out of the way, okay? And then he does tsuki. That's the only difference. So when you are attacking, you don't do any other movement. And then you come back to the center and 4 steps forward. Okay, so in terms of the attack, it's the same thing. Now in terms of the defense, that's what we're gonna do. So it starts the same. So I'm getting his do. Then I'm doing arai. I'm defending the men, okay? Until there, it's the same. Now what happens here is completely different. It's instead of going down here, I'm gonna, with my left hand, I'm gonna pull until my hand is, the back of my hand is on my hip. So the back of my hand is on my hip, on the hip bone. Okay, so I'm gonna pull here, like that. And the other one follows, just don't do anything with this hand. It's just dead weight. Okay, at the same time, I'm walking forward. So 1, and then I'm just letting it go and I'm going backwards. Okay, so from here, 1, 2. One, 2. Forward, backwards. Look at, okay, sorry, I was gonna say look at the feet, but you can't. One more time. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. One more time. 1, 2. Okay, once I'm here, I'm gonna do the tsuki we just did. So from here, my feet stay on the spot. I'm gonna show you that from the side because it's easier to see. So my feet stay on the spot, and just my left hand is pulling, and the other one is going onto my hip bone here. So my wrist, so this part of my wrist is on the hip bone here. And the other hand, it's about the height of my shoulder. And if you have the hand that is like horizontally on top, you have a shoulder cap here anyway. So even if you want to go higher, unless you have hypermobility, it's not possible. You can feel the limit here. That's when it feels like, okay, that's the highest point. That's where it is, basically. If you have your hand like this, you will see that there is a limit to where you can go. Okay, and so from here, ski. Okay, and then first step, I'm back in waki, so I'm going to show you that from the side. First step, I'm back in waki, so I have space on both sides. And second step, I make usually a large step, but I have the sofa here, so not possible. So let's try that again from the start. So I'm in Shudan, defend the door, arai, defend the men. Okay, get it out of the way. First step for tsuki, and then walk ski. Yeah, okay, first step, I'm in waki. When I say first step, you make it smaller here, okay? You can see I'm pulling and then pushing. And I stay with both hands as low as possible. So no going up and down, just both hands low. It should be more smooth than that. It's just, this is not an naginata, so I have a joint in the middle. But it should be like kind of, you're throwing it back if you have a real naginata, okay? So on the first step, I'm crossing my feet. And then I'm making a larger step, which I can do here because I don't have space. And then from here, I'm going, the front leg is going backwards, and I'm in Shudan. I'm going to show you that from the side so you can see. So I was here in Waki, and I'm going backwards and Chudan. Okay. And then 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do last time. Defend the door. Arai. Defend the men. Knock it out of the way. Okay. First step for Tsuki. Second step for Tsuki. Go back to Chudan and cross. And large step if you can. And then cross over. Okay. Right. Well, I think we don't have more time to repeat, so I'm going to leave it to that, and we'll repeat that next week. Let's finish with a Reho. So, César. Moxo. Moxo Yame. Hey. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, so this concludes us for today. If you have any question, don't hesitate. I'm sure probably a lot because it was not enough time to do it completely. So I'm gonna make sure I repeat this next week. I was planning to do all the set of kata that we already did until now, so that we have like a full view of the things, and show you a video each time. Get the proper techniques for the entire kata, and then re-explain each time each of the kata. So that's what we're going to do next week. Just we have a proper understanding of things. Okay. In the meantime, if you have a question about whatever we did, yeah. No questions? Yeah. No. Okay. Good. Well, in the meantime, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week for a session of kata then. All right. All right. See you all next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you very much.
See you, Charlotte.
Bye.